this episode of Second Chance Stories, we're going to talk about Rose. All right. Hello, Rose. How you doing? Hi, guys. All right. So, thank you for joining us today to talk about Rose and her story. And Officer Goodell, I'm going to have you start off. How did Rose come to the shelter?
Well, we received a call that someone had gotten her from a farm where they went to buy lumber. And she was in the barnyard limping around, dragging a leg. And behind her was a puppy. And they were concerned about her legs, so they spoke to the gentleman that they bought the lumber from. And he said, well, that's the last puppy I couldn't sell. And I can't afford and don't want to spend any money on this dog. So to be honest, after you leave, sometime today, I'm going to shoot her and the puppy. And they just felt so bad. I think they gave the man some money, extra money for the wood, and they took her. Then once they took her, they didn't know what to do. So I got the call, would I be willing to take her and the puppy in? And I said, of course I would. And she came with a bad leg. We got her into the vet, and there was no fixing that leg. It was going to cause her more and more pain. She did sometimes place it down for stability, but she wasn't using it as a leg. She was just using it as like a crutch at times. But it needed to come off. So I asked Animal Friends of Wyoming County if they would cover the bill, and they did. And here she is.
Yeah, so she went to the Perry Vet Clinic, and trying to remember some of the specifics for her story, but while she was there, one of our, and I hope I'm not speaking out of turn, but one of our vet techs fell in love with her. And she contacted some family members, which just so happens one of them is who adopted Rose. When we sponsored her, her bills came to over $2,000. And so any other animal shelter that saw that she would have a poor quality of life and didn't have the volunteer group that we have probably wouldn't have been able to do what we did. So she is a miracle that she's still here and that she's thriving and she's doing good. And so she was sponsored through Animal Friends of Wyoming County, the Spay Our Stray Program. And this is a picture from the calendar. She was entered into our calendar for the following year of what she looked like, and her story is all right there. And now I'm going to pass this on to her new owner, and we could talk about...
Here's my mic.
Yep. All right. So, Mark, how did you hear about Rose at the animal shelter?
So I got a call from my sister who works at Perry Vet Clinic, and she was like, so do you want to adopt a dog? And I was like, all right, come check her out. And I remember coming down here and visiting her, and came out here in the playpen, and we played some fetch and fell in love with her as soon as I saw her. She listened very well. I mean, how could you resist those big doughy eyes of hers? And took her home a few days later, and she's been living the good life ever since.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you have been. Look at that. It's amazing to see what she's been like since surgery and everything. You would never have tell that it was there was even a leg there, you know?
She's fast. Like, we play fetch in the yard, and she runs 100 miles an hour all over the place. And I couldn't catch her on my best day. And she does great. Like, gets around like there's not even a leg missing. Hi, puppy.
She is a great success story here from the shelter, and just proven that nothing is going to be stopping some of these dogs. You know, when they come in, they have something like this where they're missing a leg, or that we had to amputate a leg because of the poor quality of health that she would have had. She's still thriving and doing great, and now she's living a good forever home with a family that loves her and takes care of her, and that's what we look for every adoption.
She gets pretty spoiled. Where I work, we make Benny bones, and she gets to come to work with me, and she just has a big pile of bones. She's quality assurance, and all the girls out back that pack all the bones, they mostly ask how Rosie's doing. I'm just Rosie's handler. And yeah, everywhere she goes, she's loved by everyone, and she's a great dog. I mean, I'm spoiled by her. She's just great. Huh.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you so much for bringing her back to the shelter.
Oh,
what are you doing?
I'm getting cool. dig with my one good leg.
When she was here, we didn't have this playground. So this is probably her walk around like, this has changed.
Ah,
But thankfully, she doesn't have to stay here.
no, no.
Oh. Well, thank you, Rosie, for coming down. Thank you, Mark, for bringing her
Of
over
course.
to say hi. And
It's a great thing you guys do here. I mean, it's hard to imagine that someone was gonna put her down. I mean, she's just a sweetheart of a dog. I mean,
Yes.
so
it's tragic.
it is
It's tragic. We see the cruelty that life gives us, and then we also see the best with good adopters like yourself and her thriving in a home that is just amazing. So thank you. Thank you again for adopting.
Oh, of course.
And thank you so much for tuning into this. If you want to see more videos like this or any other second chance stories that we have, go to our website, www.animalfriendsofwyco.com. Please donate today. You can help dogs like Rosie. And thank you so much for tuning in.